Tony Milazzo. You are live and on board. And my guest today, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan, Fallon. He's watched them all. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. TK Matterson.
What is going on, my friend? How you doing, Tony?
Wow, it is good to have you here, my friend.
It's good to be here, sir.
Glad you came out. I've tried to get him out here to the water. This guy must be a workaholic, or he's afraid of the sea because I just couldn't get you out here.
I'm not afraid of the sea, my friend. My wife and I have been actually working on a project. Can't really talk about it now. I signed a non-disclosure, but we've had a big meeting Thursday that we're gearing up for. But I haven't been able to make it out, and some of the other comics have told me how great your podcast is, and I love your stand-up. So I didn't want to be the guy that canceled like 4 times. You've been very sweet about letting me, But I told my wife, I said, she goes, no, it's cool. She's got a lot of work done today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you left the work on her?
Yeah. Well, my wife, as you know, is also a comic, but she is working with me on this project. So
yeah, I was kind of hoping she'd come out because she's funny too, and the two of you together, I would have got assaulted with double funny, but that's all right.
It's crunch time for us.
Crunch time for you guys. He's a busy man. TK's not only doing his own stand-up, he's producing shows, both live and television stuff, right?
Yeah, we shot a reality show called Married to Comedy, which was a sizzle with Media Verite and we cast it about couples that are married and do comedy, but it's been a while since we heard from them, like 3 months, so I think, as they say, the deal's dead. I'm sorry, it's dead. But it might pick up again.
Yeah, you know how that goes. They call you down the road.
Yeah, my wife shot a thing for A&E in New York like 4 months ago, and we flew up, and they paid her well. She did a sizzle, then a pilot, and then A&E decided not to go with that. It was like a hidden camera reality show with a moralistic ending. Yeah. But she just got an email say they might be interested again. So, but who knows? Until it goes, until the handshake's done and you sign. Yeah. And even then, you don't know if it's going to TV. Yeah. So
you don't know.
No.
And then sometimes something happens on their end, like when they're screwed, they'll give you a call again.
Yeah. That's the way it works.
When they got a problem where they don't have programming, you're on.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're a busy guy. I'm glad you came out to the water and you're spending some time with me and the listeners. Next time, though, we're going to get TK to go out. Have you been sailing, TK?
I have been sailing, not a ton, but when I was younger, I had a girlfriend that her friend had a sailboat. We went out a couple times, and when I was a kid, my mom's friend had a boat. We went out a few times, and my dad bought one before he passed away. For like 4 years in Florida, I'd go see him, and it was the kind of you go up the ladders, and then he was driving.
Fly bridge powerboat.
Okay, yeah, he let me steer a little bit. Yeah, I was in my 20s though. So my younger brother, who was in his teens, it was more exciting for him, to steer.
Right. So you like the water?
I just wanted to drink beer and in the sun, Yeah, I do like the water. I don't get seasick. I like the water. I've never done a cruise, and we thought about doing cruises together, like for comedy. But people say that the problem. I talked to a guy that does cruises, and he said it's great, but the problem is if you're not having a good week, you're there all week. Oh, yeah. And people see you, and they will not hesitate to walk up and go, wow, you're really not funny. And then you see them. You can't get away from them. He said one week it was so bad for me, he just stayed in his cabin all week. So you have to...
Yeah, you don't want to be on set on a cruise ship.
Yeah, no. But I hear it's really good money. It's like $3,000 for a cruise,
I can't picture you having a bad set. You are so funny.
Yeah, you say that, but...
You are so funny.
God bless you.
You are hilarious.
God bless you.
I love your comedy. Love your comedy. If you haven't seen TK Matterson, you have to go check it out right now online.
Well, you can go to... and I don't use my last name on stage. I just go by TK. So if you go to tkcomedy.com, you can click on... my links, and you'll see my Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen.
Yes.
Some of I Want to Date a Comedian, some stuff from the thing I shot for Comedy Central. Yeah, but good if people are listening and they want to go, tkcomedy.com. Yeah, we got a big show coming up in Dallas where we're both in Texas, my wife and I. Even though we met out here, she's from Houston, I'm from out here, and then
I think I saw some of the advertising.
Yeah, we're going to be in Hyenas for a special event, September 27th. Randy at Hyenas was nice enough to give us the night with the guy Kirk Smith who helped put it together. He and I are co-headlining, and I'm closing it up, and my wife's going to be on the show. And some other Preston Flagg from Drunk History.
Okay.
And Houston, Texas, Dallas. And then Justin Work is hosting, and he's from Dallas. We put it together. It's going to be good. We've already sold like 90 tickets. It holds like 200, but we still have another 5 weeks to...
Oh, yeah, you'll sell out.
It's going to be good.
You'll sell out. Good stuff. All right. If you're in Texas, go check that show out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't leave the marina much. You could see why, obviously.
It's a nice little boat, though, man.
You like the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe we'll have to get you and your wife and go for a cruise somewhere.
That'd be cool. You said you'd go to Catalina.
Yeah, we'll have to go to Catalina for the weekend.
That would be awesome.
It's a fun boat. We'll leave the recorder going and we'll have a special edition.
I like that. I like that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. Comedy. I always ask this and I have to know, who has inspired you in comedy? Who are the big names? Who are the ones when you were young? Who are the ones?
That's a great question. Who really wanted me to be a comic and inspired me to be a comic? And it's weird to say this now because when I would say I give the story before, it was very inspirational. People go, ooh. But my dad, who was a great musician, jazz musician, played with Ellington and Basie, actually made an album with Louis Armstrong, which is Louis Armstrong and the Dukes of Dixieland. My dad plays on that album. Loved Bill Cosby, and growing up from age 5 to in my teens, that's what I was able to listen to because Cosby doesn't use any language. And so language was not really permitted in my house when I was younger, of course. So I listened to him constantly. And it's weird when I tell this story now because there's two people that in that generation that people inspired them. And the one was Bill Cosby, and the other side was Pryor. People go, who's your favorite? It's always one of the two. And I look at the fact now that you go, well, I mean, Richard Pryor, his mother and his grandmother ran a whorehouse. They were prostitutes. He did a lot of heavy drugs. He beat his wives. He cheated on his wives. He burned himself up with cocaine. He cussed frequently, but now he's the good guy. He's the guy that goes, yeah, he was the good, because he had sex with women, but apparently they were awake, so... But Cosby, and then later on, it was Lenny Bruce.
I have some rules, though, too. They got to be awake. Got to be awake.
Yeah, they got to know they're having sex. I think if you want,
That's the whole thing. It might as well be a dead body. That's a whole other fetish.
Well, I'm married now, so if I'm making love to my wife and she starts to fall asleep, I might hurry up and finish up. But it's totally, I have permission. But it's I don't. If she's completely out, no. But if she's starting to get tired, I'll pop her eye open. And say, baby, you with me? Are you with me? Daddy's wrapping it up.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. But it's sad what's going on with Cosby. I have a very high opinion of women, and I'm one of the guys that actually think female comics are absolutely hysterical. People go, they're not as funny. No, it's saturated. 90% of the market is men.
It's funny you say that.
Because I can show you 5 or 6 women against 5 or 6 men and be equally as funny.
I have, usually my lineup's 50-50.
You do a really good job. You had Roxy out that time. You got when my wife came down, you had that great show.
Yeah, so
that we did.
I put together fantastic lineups.
You do.
And the only complaints I ever get is once in a while from a male comic, and then I don't have them back. But they say women aren't funny.
Yeah.
Why do you have so many women? You're only supposed to have one woman for every 6 to 8 guys.
That's like saying you're only allowed one Latino or black. No, come on. No. Funny is funny.
That too. You see my mix.
Yeah,
my mix and my
I do the same thing. I try to get
whoever
I can on my show.
Latino, I gotta make everybody happy.
Asian, I don't care. If
I'm the token Sicilian.
Yeah, you are. Not really token. I don't think you're to be trifled. You're a nice guy, but I got a feeling if you'd snap, there'd be people dead by collateral damage. You don't mess with somebody from Brooklyn.
Not me.
Yeah.
Never.
When I used to bounce, it was always the.
I'm a relaxed sailor.
Yeah, but still, I used to bounce for a living in my 20s. I was a lot bigger then, but it was always the quiet guys that I worried when I had to take them out or get them out of the club. The guys that talk trash and poke me, I was never afraid of those guys.
It was
the quiet guys that said no, I don't think I'm leaving.
And the short guys. Always worry about those
you got it. Yeah, let me tell you something. My cousin's a stunt man, and he's like 5'7" or 5'8". He's a great stunt man. He's never was the guy that had the short man's complex, but he had arms like massive and the nicest guy. But don't get him trifled, man. Don't get him riled up. Because it's not going to end well for you. My cousin Tim Buchanan, great. He's one of my best friends. He also happens to be my cousin. I love him dearly, and he's an amazing guy. But he was always that guy that was just very confident, very cool. But you don't want to stir the bull. You know what I'm saying? Don't poke the bull. No. The
only few guys that ever gave me an issue in a fight were short guys.
Really?
I've had problems with big guys.
Yeah.
They drop easy.
Yeah, they tend to.
Yeah, I got to climb up once in a while. That's another whole story.
Yeah. So I was inspired by Cosby, and then later on Lenny Bruce, and I loved Kennison, and then one of my best friends hooked me up to Bill Hicks, and that became. One. Yeah, I just think he was a better writer than Kennison. Equally as funny. I just like this writing style, which is more what I do, left turns.
So inspired by the greats.
Yeah.
How do you get here? Where I've seen you on TV, I see you all over all the great places, Hollywood Improv.
I've been lucky, man. It's more relationships and like management and agencies. I've just been able to make connections with people, and then they remember that and they hooked me up. I got on Comics Unleashed because my buddy, the Greg Wilson, who I met in Dallas. In Arlington, actually, at the Funny Bone, we became really good friends, and he and Andrew Norelli, who's the other writer, fought for me, and they got me on the show, which was great. Yeah, good. And then it helped me. It helped me, it helped me get booked on the road because you on a hot show like that, and you can send them links, and people go, oh, he's done,
Yeah, as soon as you have a TV credit.
Yeah, because now they all want TV credits. They all want that to get on the road and do stuff.
Don't we all?
Yeah, but it is interesting.
That's how I feel with the radio show and both with my Rap Pack show. I get a lot of calls for those Rap Pack shows too, and people want to come on, and it's like, do you have TV credits or film credits? Or,
Yeah, it's interesting how it's changed though. I mean, back in the day, I was talking to Tom Dreesen, who used to open up for Sinatra for years. And Tom's a very, very good comic. He's got to be in his 60s. He looks great though, and I could be wrong about his age, but the way you talk, he has so much knowledge and information. And 20 years with Sinatra, he said back in the day, man, in the 70s, you'd be at a party, you go, I'm a comedian, and the only question people would ask you was, have you been on the Tonight Show? And if you said no, they wouldn't talk to you the rest of the night. And if you said yes, they wouldn't leave you alone. Mm-hmm. He goes, and I remember when I first got on, he was on like 5 or 6 times with Carson. Because after that, but I have guys now that have been on the Tonight Show and can't get booked on the road because they're like, what else have you done? Like, being on the Tonight Show is not what it used to be.
Right.
Right.
Well, it's a combo of, are you busy? Are you doing things?
Yeah, that's true. What are you doing now? What's going on with you now?
Gotta be in the sauce.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I ask myself, too. What am I doing right now? I got to be in the sauce, and I put myself back in the sauce, whatever it takes.
No, absolutely.
It's a tough business. You got to be doing, they want to see you multi-talented doing a lot of things.
Yep.
Sometimes just being a comic isn't even enough,
No, but at least now with YouTube and Facebook and all that, if you push yourself right, you can get out in front of people and make stuff happen.
You're a multi-talented guy. I mean, you're writing your own material.
Yeah.
You're creating shows.
I wrote for Joan Rivers Fashion Police for one episode, and then they had the strike, so I didn't even get involved with that. And then I've been working on a couple TV projects that I've been writing some stuff that I'm pitching. So we'll see what happens with that. I can't sing at all. My wife can sing like a banshee. I can't sing. Yeah. For shit.
So instruments? I mean, you had this music family.
I got to tell you, man, it's an interesting thing. I started playing the trumpet when I was in first grade, and my dad and my mother were still married at the time, and I had my grandfather live with me. My dad's father came to live with us, and he made me practice 4 hours a day. And I was, to be honest with you, I was a prodigy. That's what my grandfather said, you're a prodigy. But what happened was my parents divorced, and my dad married my mother's sister who'd been living with us. They'd been having an affair. So besides my parents, my mother's sister, who was 10 years younger, was living with us. My father's father was living with us. So then my aunt moved out, and then my dad moved out, and then got divorced from my mom, and then married my mother's sister. And then like 6 months later, my grandfather passed away of a heart attack, who was still living with us. And I was so angry at my father that I put it down for like a year and a half. And when I picked it up, I was never the same.
Wow.
Yeah. And I regret that, because my mother should have said, well, you're still going to practice. Yeah. Because I was like 5th grade and went 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and I was first chair. And when I came back a couple years later, I was second chair, and then third. I just played in high school a little, played euphonium, but it was never the passion that it was when I was younger.
Right.
So
comedy, you think it was because a lot of the things that happened, or?
I always wanted to do comedy. I either wanted to be a musician, or I wanted to play wide receiver in the NFL, or I wanted to do stand-up.
Wide receiver.
Yeah,
I like football, huh?
Oh, I played all the time with my friends. I didn't play in high school. I was too skinny, but I was always the guy that would throw myself in harm's way to catch a ball. I never dropped balls. If I had put on some weight like I did in college, I probably could have gone out,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was good. All my friends always picked me first. Always last in baseball, always middle for basketball, but in football I was always, and I was smaller than a lot of guys, but they always picked me first because I mean I just could throw the ball and I could run lightning speed, and I always caught balls. Afraid of my own shot outside of that. Like guys picked on me. I never got in fights back then. I was too afraid.
Yeah.
But
well, you're a badass on stage.
Thanks, brother.
I'll tell you that. Love your shows.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very aggressive. I love the one-liners and you're a hitter. You're a hitter up there. I can't recover from your last joke when the next one.
Yeah, I do the rapid fire. I always do. You know, I slow it down a little bit on the road because and people in the Midwest, people in New York and L.A. think very fast and they catch stuff, but Midwest are a little bit older.
You did that well. Just now without saying they were slow.
Yeah, well, no, they're not slow. They're just it's a more laid back lifestyle.
Yeah, they're not as quick.
So they're not
as
used
LA.
to the fast talkers.
Yeah,
so
fast talkers. They wouldn't understand my show.
Yeah, New York, Boston, L.A. We can all boom, 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 boom. You know.
So what's next for you right now? What do you see yourself doing? What's coming?
Well, we'll
next?
know what's going on after Thursday. We're pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah.
But
the project we can't talk about.
Yeah, we can't talk about it right now. But I mean, this Texas thing, and then
is it reality?
No, I can't even talk about what's going on.
Is it magazine show?
I can't even talk about it. I can't even give you a hint. I really can't.
Man, he's just sticking with it right there. God, okay.
I can't do it.
So I wouldn't even bother.
But when I come back,
I shut the white light off. I got a white light in his face. I'm like,
you might as well. It's not. Yeah, it's not gonna.
No?
You can waterboard me. It's not gonna. We were close to the water, but it's not gonna. I can't. But I am working on some other stuff. I wrote a TV sitcom that's very traditional. Then I'm working on that. I'm actually met some guys that want to see it. So I wrote it like a year and a half ago. So I'm going to go back and repolish it. And there's some references that I make that are a little bit out of date that I want to,
clean up.
Yeah, clean up. And then start pitching that and see what happens.
Is there a part in any of this for me? Do I fit in?
I think so. Yeah, I think you could absolutely easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A troll under the bridge, or something. Some
not that good looking, but something. Something. Yeah.
Something. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll keep me in mind.
Absolutely.
All right. And we can have you back, and you're going to tell us about the projects.
Yeah.
Because you just can't talk about it now.
Right.
Okay.
And even if Thursday, if we start the process, I don't know.
If I hear you talked about it on another show in the next 2 weeks, I'm
I'm afraid of you, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not messing with Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn in the house.
No. Yeah. We can't. So.
All right. Just letting you know.
As soon as I can know, though.
It'll be a one-way ride.
Yeah.
One-way boat ride.
I know exactly. Oh wow! What's all this cement for? Oh, we're building a deck. Really?
Yeah.
Nobody uses cement shoes anymore.
Day.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, I know.
Those are the days.
It's old. It's hard. I always ask this question. I've asked it before. And when I ask this question, I always seem weird asking it. So bear with me on this.
Okay.
Because I know we can't see the future and we don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
But all said and done, where would you like to be, say, 2 or 3 years from now that you aren't now?
That's an interesting. I thought you were going to ask me to put my pants back on.
No.
It's kind of hot.
I'm fine. I do my show in my underwear
you look
every week.
You look good. You're boxers. I thought you were more briefs. That's good.
Yeah.
In 2 to 3 years, my wife also doing stand-up. I would like to see us. I kind of pulled back from the road to work on some projects. I would love to see one of our projects hit, because once you do that, then you can go on the road and tour in between shows and make good money. Yeah. You can make 8 or 10 or 20 grand for a week if you're a hot property on TV. So I think our discussion with Kara and I over the last year, we've got some stuff done, is to really come up with something that's viably going to get us in front of people and help get us on the road and make good money. Because money's dropped on the road, man. If it's not for merchandising, that's why a lot of guys go in and do. I'm going to make more money.
CDs and pictures and DVDs.
Yeah, I'm going to make more money in our one-night event than I could working a road just being booked by a comic, because we're getting the door, they're getting the drinks, and we're selling tickets online, and that's the future. It's
crazy. Everything's changed for music people too.
I know.
Everything's changed.
I've got a good friend, Brian Robinson. He and his dad and his brother, they own Morgan Creek Films.
Yeah.
And I had lunch with him last week because he's just a friend of mine. And he said, movie industry is changing. It's not coming back. He said, you've got these hits like Straight Outta Compton. It only cost them $28 million to make, plus marketing, and it's a huge hit. He goes, Man from U.N.C.L.E., $170 million. They made $12 million the first weekend. He goes, and it's changing the industry to the point where, he said, I'm telling you, in 4 to 5 years, he said, and I could be wrong, but I know what I'm talking about. He goes, you're not going to be able to get DVDs or Blu-rays. They're going to be gone. It's all going to be streaming, live streaming.
Everything.
It's going to be
There's
Netflix.
No reason to have it in your hand.
It's going to be
anymore.
Hulu. It's going to be all this, right? Even now, when I go to shows, when people sell stuff, they don't sell DVD. They sell flash drives. Here. Download it. So you still do T-shirts and shot glasses and ball caps. People love that, but DVDs, it's not. No.
No.
CDs, that's going to be a thing of the past.
So it's all about selling the downloads and not giving that away and not
Yeah.
letting people stream it for free, which we got YouTube and we all have our stuff on YouTube.
And look what Louis C.K. did. He, he put his album up, said $5. You can do whatever you want with it. You can give it to your friends. You can do whatever. Once you have it, it's yours. I don't care. He made in 3 days, he made like $6 million. And then
wow.
Maria Bamford took his model, did the same thing. She didn't make the money he did, because she didn't have quite the following,
Yeah,
but she
she
still
doesn't.
is a niche comic. She has a lot of people that love her.
Yeah.
She's a great person. She's absolutely hysterical at her characters.
Oh, hysterical.
She made great money, and that's the thing. If you can go out there and become viable,
Gotta have a show.
now you can just say, hey, go to my website, look at my stuff, Taylor Swift pulled all her music off. You can't get her free music anymore. You have to pay for it, because she's like, it's worth something. This generation is starting to think that everything should be free. Yet they want to make money where they go to work. If they go to work at Bloomingdale's, they're getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
And yet they want to download everything for free. They're like, well, they've already got money. Yeah, but the young artists don't. So she's trying to pave the way for young artists to say, hey, put out some of your stuff for free, but don't let it all be for free.
So you have to, it's all part of karma to me, too, in the world. It's like you have to pay for artwork.
Yeah.
That's how you have art. If you're not going to pay artists, then there's not going to be any art.
Yeah, I've had a couple of
Pretty
friends
simple.
said, hey, can you comp me when you come to Dallas? I'm like, dude, you work for a living. I haven't seen you in 5, 6, 7 years, and, $15 is not much for a ticket. And
Is that crazy, though?
you
They
can-
ask.
Yeah, and I'm telling them, no, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm
$15 each.
I have to fly in. I'm getting we're doing all this. We got a sponsor, Cold Cock Whiskey.
Yeah.
They're going to get us some T-shirts, and we're going to blow it out. But still, I pay wherever I go.
Yeah.
And
Hey, I'm a comic myself. You see me. I'll come in with a table of people, and
Yeah.
I'll pay for everybody.
You have, and I do the same thing when I go out.
Yeah.
It's only in the comic
What about
industry.
the other comics and the producer?
Yeah,
The venue. Well, how you have to make things go around.
Yeah,
You know?
it's funny, but because we're in this business, only in the stand-up comedy world do people come in and you go, it's $10 to get in. They go, I'm a comic, and I may not even know that. They may not even have a business card. But musicians don't do that. They know if they're going to see a friend at the Viper Room, they have to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
People in theater know if you're invited out to see a show.
Yeah.
Like guy can't walk up to the ArcLight and go, it's $14 for a ticket. I'm an actor. Oh, I didn't know that. Please come in. You're an
I feel
actor.
like the problem is the more money they have too. Do you know that? Because I'm not going to mention names. A couple of people I work with that are really, really big names in film. Some of the top actors.
Yeah.
Box office, okay?
Yeah.
Where they just get up from their table and walk out in the middle of Beverly Hills with a bill that's like $2,000 and wave their hand like they feel like people are there to see them. They went in the restaurant. They bring business to it. So even at the high level, the attitude's still the same. It's
but there's also
they don't
people
wanna
that
pay.
are great.
People don't want to pay.
Yeah, it is. It's not good.
No,
but then
it's not
there's the ones that you meet that are amazing,
Yeah.
and
So, good luck to you. You're always hustling with these shows, and you are on the right path, as always.
I'm trying, man.
TV.
I didn't know if I mentioned this, but if you want to see some of my clips, you can go to tkcomedy.com and see my stuff in Comics Unleashed. I Want to Date a Comedian, Comedy Central, and I produced a pay-per-view that Alonzo Bowden hosted for me. He did a great job. Years ago, I didn't make a lot of money on it because the guy I was working with did the deal and really screwed us. But I think that's still up too. Some of the stuff from that Best Damn Sports
Funny
show.
stuff.
Yeah.
I've done so many shows. You're always hilarious.
Thanks, man.
Always.
Well, I'd like to get you back. I didn't know if you want to come out.
I am one of your rebels of comedy.
Yeah.
You know it.
I know.
You know it.
So I've got September, let's see, hold on. I've got the 11th or the 12th of September. We can tell people right now, have you on a show. We'd love
Okay,
that.
we're going to do that. As soon as we get off the air, we're going to book something.
Well, let's book it now. Tell me which one you want.
You're going to put me right on the spot on the air?
Yeah, because people will come out and see you. You got a good
September
following.
what? I'm the 10th.
12th or 13th.
Okay, so September 10th, I'm at Flappers in the Yoo-Hoo Room, 9:30. September 15th, I'm at Bogies in Redondo at 8.
Okay.
What do you got, 20th? What did you say it
I
was?
know I've got a...
20, you got anything around the 20th, 20-something?
I do. Hang on. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I've got the 18th or 19th, or I have the 12th or 13th. Or 11th or 12th.
Probably the 18th or 19th would be better.
Let me see.
Where, Formosa?
Formosa.
Yeah, love that place.
Yeah, we love
TK does
you.
a show. If you're anybody who's ever in town and you're in Hollywood,
Yeah, I've got the 21st to the 28th.
Formosa Cafe, Rebels of Comedy. He does a kickin' show, and that's that legendary Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, it was built in
railroad
1935.
car.
It was John Wayne used to sleep there. They used to just lock him up. He'd pass out, and he'd make himself breakfast. He'd wake up. Yeah,
hilarious. Next time you come back, too, bring your wife. She's so funny too.
I will.
I want to have the two of you. But you know, I'm glad you didn't this time, because the two of you wouldn't have been able to talk about what you're working on.
That's true. That's true.
Because you're working on it together, and you'd have to kill us all. All right, so you're going to come back to the water soon? Have fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? We'll go out to Catalina or something. We'll record a show.
Oh, my wife would love that.
All right. I'm going to take you for a boat ride right now. We're going to have to let everybody go. I'm going to take you for at least a little Zodiac trip over to the yacht club. We'll have a cocktail.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We
I'm
got to
excited.
go. Wish we could bring you folks with us, too, for a cocktail. But
hey, thanks for listening. Please listen to his podcast. Tony's an amazing comic, and he really takes care of comics.
Okay, thank you very much. Love you, TK. Ladies and gentlemen, that was TK Matterson this week. You've been live and on board with Tony Milazzo. Until next time, ciao.
Ciao bella.